Hello, my name is Bill Cook, and I'm the Director of Business Development for the Global Healthcare Accreditation Program. I'm very pleased to join the fourth summit, IAPMT MedTourNetworking Hub 2020. Thank you, Ina Dashenko, for the invitation. And Ina invited me just to say a few words about the why accreditation is important and talk a little bit about the Global Healthcare Accreditation Program, or GHA. So it is a pleasure to be here and with all of you. I assume also joining remotely. So, why is accreditation important? I think when one looks at the benefits of accreditation, there are studies that have shown accreditation improves the overall quality of care in healthcare facilities. I'm aware of in certain specialty areas, accreditation programs can even improve, patient outcomes. Um, another thing, often with accreditation, it helps decrease variations in care and the way patients are cared for, or standardizes care processes, which is obviously a good thing. You don't want a doctor doing a certain thing, to one patient, then having the next patient have the same procedure, they're doing a little bit different. You want standardization. So that's another thing that accreditation, I think, can help with. It's a good way to identify your strengths and weaknesses as a healthcare provider or clinic, hospital or clinic. What are you doing good? What do you have? Are there any deficiencies? Accreditation can help with that. It can signal to patients, potential patients, competitors, other stakeholders, that you're committed really to the highest level of quality of care. It's a third party validation that you gone the extra mile to show patients that you care for their well-being. It can promote transparency, improve management processes. So there's a lot of different ways accreditation can help organization. As far as GHA, and I'll just talk a little bit briefly about the GHA program. We're an independent accrediting body that helps improve the patient experience for medical travelers. So we're focused on medical travelers. So we're different from accreditation you may have heard of, accrediting bodies such as Joint Commission International, Accreditation Canada, or others, or national accrediting bodies. Some countries have India, NABH, Saudi Arabia, CBAHI, and others. So we're focused on the medical travel patient. We help healthcare providers validate the quality of the their services they're providing international patients, help increase their visibility to international patients and payers, and ultimately implement a sustainable business model for medical travel. So really helping standardize really the processes, and I'll speak to that a little bit. The core areas we look at. We work with hospitals primarily and clinics. We also work with individuals. We have a certified medical travel professional for individuals, and now we're actually partnering with a very well-known organization, GBAC, Global Bio Risk Advisory Council, on an accreditation for hotels serving medical travelers and wellness patients. So our standards were accredited by ISQA, the International Society for Quality and Health, back in June of 2019. So we're very proud of that. If you know anything about ISQA, they're often known or referred to as the accreditor of accreditors of accrediting bodies. So they're really JCI, Accreditation Canada. Many of the national accrediting bodies have their standards accredited by ISQA. So how are we different? I think I alluded to this. Most of these accrediting bodies will focus really on the clinical aspects of care, patient safety. GHA instead does a deep review of the medical travel program. International office sometimes called the Global Patient Services Program. So we're really focused on again, the medical travel patient, helping organizations improve their financial bottom line, improve their visibility. You would say in terms of value, what value does GHA provide? If you're a dental clinic, you're a academic hospital or medical center, we really look at three areas, at three stakeholders: the patient. Obviously, patient medical travelers face many challenges. If you've been involved with medical travel at all, challenges with language, oftentimes with culture. Different cultures are going to. With the travel portion, traveling long distances, there are challenges there. The understanding if the healthcare provider is who they say they are, or the physician is credentialed. There's a lot of unique challenges international patients have, and really our standards were developed to address those challenges and gaps in the patient experience. We work with the providers. Obviously, that's another of our stakeholders, the hospital, the clinic, helping them expand their business strategy, their operational excellence, really helping them improve metrics specifically to medical travel patients. And also buyers, payers, insurance companies, employers, governments, where really our goal is at some point to develop a narrow network of hospitals that are GHA accredited, where these insurance companies and other payers feel comfortable sending their patients or members or employees, because they not only have great clinical outcomes, but they also offer a great patient experience. Our standards really focus on three areas: the patient experience. We look at cultural competency, communication, education, patient advocacy, physical environment, travel and tourism. So really unique aspects. We look at sustainable business processes, which I think is something that's very unique to accrediting bodies. So looking at your website, looking at marketing, financial transactions, leadership, and risk management. So again, related to the medical travel, international patient. And we also look at patient-focused clinical processes, care management, infection prevention, control, quality improvement, patient rights. But we don't duplicate, or we're not redundant with another accrediting body such as JCI, Accreditation Canada does. We're always looking at it from the perspective of a medical travel patient. So I think, what else I could add about GHA? I mean, we work all over the world. We've accredited clients in the U.S. Some you may have heard of: Cleveland Clinic, Ohio, Thailand. We have Bumrungrad International Hospital, one of the most well-known, and we have several others in the U.S. in the process right now. We're actually doing remote surveys due to the current challenges with the pandemic. So we've started conducting remote surveys. We've actually just finished our third survey. We'll be announcing a very well-known academic medical center on the west coast of the U.S., another very well-known hospital in Florida, and a facility we just announced in Colombia as well as other hospitals, Saudi Arabia, Croatia, Mexico. So we've got a number of facilities that have been accredited. I think ultimately the value, what is the value GHA provides organizations? As I kind of alluded to, we really work on enhancing that patient experience across all the touch points, all the interaction points that a medical travel patient faces, from that first contact when they're looking at the website of the hospital and understanding, if it's not only in the language of the patient, but is it really localized to the patient's culture, or the symbols, colors that makes the patient feel comfortable. Looking at all those touch points and information sharing, that travel, arrival, the transportation, hotels, and then the experience in the hospital once they leave. So we're looking at all these touch points and helping the medical travel program improve the performance and effectiveness, efficiency of their international office, helping you as a hospital or clinic increase your visibility to international patients and payers. And ultimately, I think, as I mentioned, I think at the beginning, we're a third party. We validate. It's always good to have someone you can talk or how well you're doing and say how good you are, but having somebody else come from outside, a recognized accrediting body, and really validating that quality, I think is important. So I think those are some of the ways GHA can help organizations. So I hope I didn't go too long. It's a pleasure again being here and participating. I hope everyone has a great conference. Thank you again.